Hi, listeners. Before we dive into today's episode, I wanted to let you know that this episode is sponsored by The Draw Shop, and we've got something exciting for you. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been asked what you do? We all get asked this, right? Have you then answered and then got the response of totally glazed over eyes or just the look of someone politely smiling but definitely not caring? It sucks. I know, I've totally been there on both sides, actually. That's why my team and I at the Draw Shop now offer a service to help you perfect your elevator pitch so that people immediately understand how you can make their life better and so that you can use this anywhere in your marketing. It's the single statement that compels your prospects to take action right away. Here's what happens. You meet with an expert copywriter on our team to define the problem you solve, how you solve it, and the transformation your customers experience after working with you. From there, we'll turn that into a short and sweet elevator pitch just for you and create a compelling one-page visual story to help the world better understand your business and how you can help them. For a special limited time offer, we are offering you this service for 1/3 the usual price, valued at $1,500. Yep, 70% off. Again, this will only be available for a limited time, and we've already seen incredible results with our clients changing this one single statement. So to get your word perfect pitch today, head to www.thedrawshop.com/elevator pitch now. That's www.thedrawshop.com/elevator pitch. Okay, let's get into today's episode.
If they're seeing your ad for the first time, they need to know what's in it for them to stop in their scrolling tracks on Facebook or searching on Google to see what you have to say. So let's make it really, really simple. You need to give them a solution to their problem. Hello, listeners, and welcome back to another Backstage Business episode. Today, I'm continuing the marketing and sales funnel series that I've been dripping out to you here throughout the other episodes that we've been doing with our fantastic guests. And actually, when I think about it, what I'm putting together is really a free Audible course for building your ultimate sales funnel that will take cold prospects who don't know who you are and turning them into I can't wait to buy from you customers. So let me do a quick recap of what the previous episodes entailed. And in the show notes, you can link directly to those if you've missed any of them or want to skip around. So in episode 23, I talked about the real problem you solve for your customers. And understanding this is really a game changer. Most businesses get this wrong, and it's why they're not selling as much as they'd like. Before you build any kind of ad or sales funnel, you must know the real problem that you solve for your customers. So I talked about that in episode 23. Then in episode 25, I talked about the main problems of converting your leads into sales. And then episode 27, I talk more about turning those cold leads into sizzling customers. And really in this episode, it's where we really get into the why you need a sales funnel and what that sales funnel looks like. And it's really important to understand this before diving into the step-by-step. And then on last week's episode, I really started to go into what your competitors aren't doing when marketing and how you can attract your dream buyer with a super high value, irresistible offer, and what those kind of simple yet highly effective offers could be for you. So today I'm going to continue on with giving you the step-by-step process to building a powerful sales funnel that converts wherever your prospect is in the buying process. And we're really focused on that cold level of not knowing who you are at this moment. So this episode, I'm going to talk about the ad copy that will get your prospects to respond to your ad, click on that ad, and then land on your landing page, and then download that free high-value irresistible offer that's going to bring them into your sales funnel and ultimately turn them into a buying customer. So the two things that we are highlighting today is one, how to create an ad that gets them to click, And two, how to create a landing page or what needs to be on that landing page that gets them to take action and download that freebie. And then in the future episodes, we'll talk about what happens after that. All right, are you ready? Okay, let's dive in. So, I would have to say that just listening to this episode will give you an advantage against your competitors because believe it or not, most of your competition, like probably 90% or more of your competition, is getting this part all wrong. They're spending money on ads, if they're even doing that. And they might even have an okay ad, maybe some good copy. But when someone clicks on it, they're taken somewhere that is totally uninspiring. And even if it was inspired and they clicked, like I told you last week, you have to make sure that whatever it is you're promising on that page, whatever it is that you're offering, actually has to deliver on that promised value. Or guess what? You've totally lost them. You've spent good money to get them interested, and then you dropped the ball. And now instead of being more interested, they're not going to click on anything you put out because they've now lost trust in you instead of gaining trust, which is what we're trying to do. So that's what we're talking about today. Not only does the ad have to be good, the landing page has to be good to get them to want to download that. And as we talked about last week, you will have decided what that piece of content that they're going to download is, and it has to deliver good value. Now, I'm trusting that you're not going to be like the other 90% and above competition. It's not going to be you because you are going to be the one in your industry that actually delivers high quality value. But they don't know this yet. Your potential prospects here don't know this because they don't know who you are. And so you've got to let them know. If they're seeing your ad for the first time, they need to know what's in it for them to stop in their scrolling tracks on Facebook or searching on Google to see what you have to say. So let's make it really, really simple. You need to give them a solution to their problem. That's what people will trade dollars for. They will also trade a name and email and their time to get a solution to their problem. And so you need to speak to that right away in your ads. You have such a short window of time to grab their attention. And if you're trying to get it with something they don't care about, then you're wasting your time and your money. So in order to really appeal to your market, you need to speak their language in your ad. What they mostly care about is what you can do for them and how it's going to make their life better. That's really the only reason they're going to click on your ad. Again, your advantage here is that you are offering something of high value to someone who doesn't know who you are. And most businesses in your industry are going to go for the buy now, ask right away. They're completely passing and losing opportunities because they're focused only on getting the people that will buy now. But you are going to get those that are maybe not ready to buy, but you're going to get them into your sales funnel so that they become ready to buy. So whether you're advertising on Google, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or wherever you need to get their attention, you need to do that with your ad. And we're going to talk about how to do that because this ad is what's going to bring them to the landing page where they will opt in, where they will put in their name and email to receive that high value, irresistible content that you have for them, or whatever the offer is, the free call, the consultation with you. And then once they get that, bam, they see your value and they're also in your sales funnel. And remember, the purpose of the sales funnel is to make sales. The job of the ad is to get the click, not to sell your service, but to get the click that brings them to the next step, which is the landing page. And the job of that landing page, meaning that the page they get to once they click that ad, the job of that is to get their contact information and then deliver the value. This is where they have clearly raised their hand to say, I'm interested and I want to learn more. And they're taking the steps to do that. Now, in this case, this landing page that I'm referring to is different than your website homepage or landing page that sells your product or service. This is simply the landing page where they will give you their name and email to get what the ad promised. It's where they will get their free report or whatever it is that you're offering. You can also call this an opt-in page as well, but an opt-in page sometimes is just kind of that squeeze page that pops up before they get to the landing page. I'm kind of bypassing that and making it super simple where they click on the ad, go to the landing page, put in their name and email, and bam, they get that information. The purpose is to get them excited to download that high value content so that you get their name and then take them to the next step. And the landing page is important because the ad might promise something, hey, learn more. But if the landing page is unappealing or they don't know what to do, then again, you've lost them. You've spent money for them to click on an ad and then they don't know what to do or they're not excited about it. So we have to further get them excited. They've raised their hand by clicking that ad, and now we want to get them really excited to download that free content. Okay, so with that being said, I think you got where I'm going. I know that I repeat a lot, but I'm the type of person that needs to hear things several times to go, okay, I get it, I got it, and I get really excited when I get something. So you got it now. We're talking about the ad and how it has to be really, really good and powerful for them to click on the ad. Again, not to sell anything in that ad, just to get the click that brings them to the landing page. So let's talk about the ad right now. As we go into this, remember, not selling anything with the ad. It's just to get that prospect to click and move away from Google or Facebook or wherever they saw your ad. Maybe it was on Instagram, maybe it was LinkedIn. The job is not to get them to buy. You just want them to go, that sounds interesting. Now I'm leaving this platform and I'm going to the landing page. So with that in mind, I want you to think about the certain feelings that need to be provoked in order for them to click. So things that your ad must incite or feelings are really curiosity, even fear, not in a manipulative way either, but in a way that shares something with them that they should know or maybe didn't know and kind of have this like, oh shoot, maybe I should learn more, that kind of a fear. What am I missing out on? And also benefits. So things like making them better as a person, making them faster, stronger, healthier, happier, wealthier, prettier, more handsome. Maybe it's more fit, smarter, those types of things. What are the things that is going to make their life better? And think of yourself when you click on ads. If there's something that piques your curiosity or potentially makes you go, shoot, I'm a little bit afraid now that there's something I don't know. Or, oh my gosh, if I learn more about this could totally be a game changer in my life. So it's the curiosity, the fear, the benefits. Those are the type things your ad must incite in order for them to say, hey, I'm going to click here. I'm going to raise my hand so that I can learn more and click on that learn more button. So what I'm going to do now, you're just listening to this. So hopefully you get the idea here. I'm going to read off some copy on some pretend Google ads. And I want you to think about which stands out the most to you. So let's say that you are looking to do a remodel in your home or perhaps build a home or do some type of maybe redo your kitchen. You're looking for a general contractor. And let's think about some of these ads. So the first one, after I put in a search in Google, here's some things that pops up. Contractor in Los Angeles, experienced, professional, licensed. Call for a free quote. Okay, how about this one? Top general contractor in the LA area. We are a family-owned business for 30 years. Click here to schedule a call. Or what about this one? 5 things you must know before hiring a contractor. Free PDF report ends soon. Act now. Or what about this one? Contractors in LA, experts in the biz. Request a free quote. So, of all of those, which demands attention? I mean, all but one actually stood out. The rest all kind of say the same thing. The business they're in, maybe how long, or if they're family owned. But if I'm in the market to hire a contractor, I'm really not seeing why one is better than the other and why one would be the one contractor to help me with my dream house, except for one of those ads. Because if I'm still kind of cold and in the research phase, and I see something that says 5 things I must know before hiring a contractor, and it's a free report for me to download, I'm definitely going to click on that one above the others because it's risk-free to me. I'm going to get a free report And there's probably 5 things I should know because I'm still kind of new to this and I haven't hired a contractor before. Does that make sense? I also have some great headlines on the last episode from last week that you could literally copy and rewrite for your own industry. Just kind of fill in the blanks with 5 things you must know about blank. I listed a bunch in there, so check that out. Now let's look at Facebook ads where you can actually write more copy. Google only gives you so many characters. The idea is to go back and really understand what your customer really wants. Like, what are their big desires? What are their big pain points? And address those, and then couple that with something shocking that they might not know, or that they should know, or that's a secret that you can reveal. Think breaking news style. Think of like headlines that you click on because you're like, I have to understand why so and so got arrested. Whatever it is, just think of those breaking news headlines that just pique your curiosity and intrigue that you have to know more. So together, these things will create the intrigue that stops them and makes them pay attention and therefore click on the ad. So here's what you need in order to create that really great Facebook ad. Okay, you need a powerful headline and tagline. You need tagline or bullet points to support that headline. You need the call to action. And of course, a really great image. So here's an example. The headline would be How I Grew My Startup Business from $500 to $500,000 in 6 months with a blog. So if you're someone who's starting up a business and you see this, you're probably curious, like, oh, wow. You're curious enough at least to keep reading. Like, how did they do this? So then the tagline would say, I never thought of myself as a business owner, but I got sick of my corporate job and I read one article that changed everything. I'm now in control of my time and I quickly turned an idea into a profitable business in just 6 months. And I documented it all and turned it into this free guide. In it, you'll learn the exact strategy I used to take an idea to an actual product with little to no money. And the main reason I couldn't ever get off the ground when I tried to start before. And so forth. You could have some other bullet points in there. And like I mentioned on the last episode, you can even include the page numbers that this information is on. After that, you'd have a call to action button that simply says, learn more, and they click on that. If it's something that's going to take them directly to a download, that is just a quick pop-up, you could say download now, and it would bring them to that landing page or opt-in page. So when I see all of that, if that were me, if I'm the ideal customer avatar here who is starting up my own business, trying to figure out how to do it, only have a little bit of money, I would go, wow, she sounds kind of just like me. I definitely want to keep reading and find out how she did this, especially with a blog. Like, what? I've got to know how she did this. So now I'm going to click on that ad and it's going to bring me to the landing page. So let's talk about the landing page now. I want you to understand as I go into the landing page and what's essential to have on it, I'm giving you the super basics and formula, right, to create an ad. You run the Google ads and the Facebook ads for many different things. But I will say this, I'm not a Facebook ad expert and I won't go into measuring and tracking except to say, make sure that you've got somebody on your team or outsourced to help you with your ad management because there are many more intricacies in terms of selecting audiences and how to measure that I'm not covering here, as I'm simply telling you that you need to do it. And I'm telling you the most effective copy to get their attention and to get that click. But you do want to make sure that you have your tracking in place so that you know how your ads are performing and so that you can see that, okay, they are clicking to the landing page, which would be your conversion. Okay, the lesson here is really that you're creating an ad that is that perfect bait, if you will, for your dream buyer. And then you get to the landing page, which of course you will also want to measure. How long are people staying on the landing page and are they actually giving me their name and email? That is your second conversion there. Okay, so let's go back to the landing page. There's so many great tools, by the way, for building landing pages. If you have someone on your team or if you are solo, some great resources that you really can do it yourself are there's ClickFunnels, who we super love at the Draw Shop. We really, really love the ClickFunnels, but I've also used other ones like ConvertKit and Instapages that are also really great. And some CRMs like HubSpot or other CRMs actually include a landing page builder as well. And often these will have templates in there that have been proven to be high converting templates. And I just mean where, here's where you would write your headline, here's where your main image should be. And that's just based on research of human behavior and where they click. There's even other great tools if you really want to get fancy with it. We love tools like Hotjar, which actually shows the behavior of people on your pages, on your landing pages to see, where are people drawn to go, and you can actually test different ways of doing that. But that's getting a little bit more techie, a little bit more complicated. I really want to keep it simple and just have you understand what type of content should actually be on the landing page to make sure that they fulfill that whole journey there of putting in their name and email and then getting the free information that you are providing them. So with that, I want to go into the musts for you to think about when it comes to your landing page. So when they come to the landing page, you want to ask yourself, are they getting more than they're giving up? Does this landing page promise something that's actually going to make it worth it for them to give that name and email? Because your goal with any landing page is to make sure that you have that exchange with the visitor. Show them that what they're getting is much more worth than what they're giving up in time and mental commitment. And of course, just their information, their name and email. So that's a big thing to think about. As soon as they get there, are they going, wow, okay, yep, still going through with this. The second thing to think about is your value proposition clearly presented? Like, do they absolutely know what they're getting? Now, you've talked about it a little bit in your ad, but can you go into more detail? Again, I talked about this in the last episode. Do you have specific bullet points of what they're going to get out of this? And can you list the page numbers if it is a guide? Or if it is a consultation, what are they going to walk away with after those 15 minutes? Or if it's a video, what are the top things they're going to learn after watching that video? The next thing that you want to think about is, do they really need what you're offering right now? And does your landing page display that? So what I mean by that is, what can you add in there that makes them go, I need this right now, so that they're not going, you know what, maybe I'll come back to this. You might want to put something like, this is a limited time offer, or we're only offering this free guide for the next 14 days. Something like that makes them go, okay, I better do this now. Because what you don't want to happen is for them to come to your site and go, you know what, maybe I can do without this. And then they bounce. So really think about, like, is this something that the kind of information that they're gonna want to get right now, and really communicate that in your bullet points and in the copy on your landing page. And this next one is like really, really important. You don't want to make it hard for them to get what they want. So really be sure that there's like a few places, even at the very top. Some people might not even read the landing page. They're just so excited because you did such a magnificent job in your ad that they're just like, where do I put my name and email? It should be so clear to put their name and email and hit the download button. It should be right there in their face. They shouldn't have to navigate all around or scroll all the way to the bottom. And it should be in multiple places too. So if you are putting, a bunch of bullet points there, make sure there's multiple places where they're like, you know what, I've read enough. I'm ready to click right now. I'm ready to give you my name and email so that I can get this guide. And also remember, are you offering enough? Are you offering enough? So you don't want to just put a couple of things in there. You don't want to make it too wordy either. You want to have some really strong points in there of what your value is. What are they going to be getting when they download this free guide or when they get the consultation? Again, just make it super, super, super valuable in everything that you put on that page. Another thing too in the copy is, are you countering their anxiety? Like, overcompensating for anxiety is like a surefire way to increase your conversion rate on your page. So what can you say that makes them feel that you are a trusted source, that they're going to get this valuable information, and that giving them their phone or email, your phone number, email, or whatever it is that you're asking for, they're going to be okay. So you might want to say something like, hey, we're not going to spam you. I promise you can opt out at any time. Because people do get anxiety about that. I mean, you guys know that. You get like tons and tons and tons of email. So make sure that you're, counteracting that or countering their anxiety. They don't have to worry that like, oh my gosh, we're going to get so many emails from this company now. And really, I just wanted the free guide. So make them feel rest assured that you got them there. So those are kind of the main things in order to have a really high converting landing page. And again, think about templates and think about pages that you have gone to that were so clean. Clean is like a really important thing too. You don't want anybody getting overwhelmed. You want them to land on your landing page, know exactly what it is that you're offering, and have some really cool points that support that. So you can continue, even the headline from your ad can be the same headline on your landing page. Have that great tagline, have a few bullet points, and make sure that the call to action is so clear. Click here to download. Enter your name and phone number to download. Those are the things that you want them to do. Make it super clear because people get excited and they're ready to take action, especially if you're promising some really high value. Okay, in the coming series, I am going to talk about what to do after they've entered their name and email, because you're thinking now, okay, they've entered their name and email. I've given them this high value content. What do I do after that? Now what? Now how do I sell to them? How do I nurture them? And that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about. And I'm also going to go even deeper on how to actually sell, like some really successful tactics in terms of getting people to say, yep, I'm totally spending my money with you. I'm ready. Let's do this. And that includes answering objections and really, really earning that trust. So that is all to come. And I thank you guys so much for listening. And I really, really hope that this is helpful. So please drop us a line. You can email me personally at summer@thedrawshop.com because I really want to hear from you if this is valuable content and what you're doing with it. So I want to hear those success stories. All right. Until next time, thanks for listening.
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't already done so, would you do me a favor and go subscribe and review this podcast? My goal is to continue to deliver you content that will really move the revenue needle in your business and give you up-to-date content on anything else that can dramatically help your business. You can also find us at thedrawshop.com/podcast, where you can comment on the podcast or contact us directly with any issues you'd like me to address. Thanks again. I really, really appreciate you listening, and I'll see you next time.